What Brendan Sorsby should have done after the NFL said no to him was just shut the... Isn't that what y'all tell Shador to do? Shut the... Don't say nothing. Put your head down and work. A lie does not care who tell it, but as independent media, it is your job to give people the facts, because a lie will spread faster than the truth. No one is going to take their time to do shit like this. But because I'm petty, because I'm petty, I don't mind doing shit like this for y'all.
Living life in Miami, so we talking that sports, and I'm loving them Browns. We don't care what you thought, then we check and say door, and we root for them Ravens. Don't talk nice to me, talk sports with me.
Don't talk nice to me, talk sports with me. Auntie Faye breaks the huddle.
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 Hey, nieces and nephews, your girl Auntie Faye. We are back with another video, y'all. Okay, so I wanted to do this video. And I want to tell you why I wanted to make this video, right? I have like a part 1 and a part 2 coming, but this is the part 1. Okay, we're gonna get right to this. I had a few comments under my page and under KSAB and Big Snacks and a few other people like Neely and stuff like that, right? I realize there's a lot of people under our comments who tell us what we should and shouldn't talk about, right? And I think it's because a lot of people just want to hear just the positives all the time. And I've said this before, but Neely said, a lie doesn't care who tells it. A lie is going to be a lie, right? And it's your job, especially if you want to be in the media space, right? In the reporting the news or reporting what's going on type of space, right? It is your job, our job, to fact check it, right? Because you may know it's a lie. Like you may know Lima is a liar, right? But Billy and Karen might not know. I just used Billy and Karen. You may know King Carmen is full of shit, right? But Cynthia and Bob might not know. You know what I'm saying to you? That's why it's our job to bring you the information and the facts, okay? So today's facts is going to be about Brendan Sorsby. And I know there's a lot of media going on right now about him saying that he is a first round pick. He's been first round pick and everyone has been talking about him forever. Okay, we know it's a lie, right? And the reason why I wanted to do this because it brings me back to how one lie can spread so bad that it affects you in general, right? Speaking of Shador, how every media outlet was saying first round pick, latest 2, right? And the ones who were saying 2 are the ones who didn't like him or who didn't like his swag or who felt like he was so brash and whatever, right? But never 5th, never 3rd, never 4th, never 5th, right? But to see how the media changed so much on him after one so-called source came out and stated that he went into these interviews, the New York Giants interview being cocky and had headphones on and all that nonsense, right? So that one thing changed everything, okay? So before we continue and get on with these videos, I'm gonna show you guys proof, okay? And I challenge anyone to do this. It's just an easy thing to do online. That nobody, when I mean nobody was speaking of Brendan Sorsby at all. I think Pat McAfee brought up Brendan Sorsby in 2025, and that's only because if you don't know who Pat McAfee is, he does these game day shows where he goes to the city of the college team and he has his show there, right? And I think during that time he was going to Cincinnati, and then Brendan Sorsby wanted to transfer on to like Texas Tech or some shit like that, right? Okay, this video is very important to me, so I need y'all to pay attention, okay? In the meantime, nieces and nephews, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that post notification so you never miss an upload from Auntie. Make sure you like the video, then hype the video. Like it first, then hype it. You get 3 hypes a week. Make sure you use them on me. Okay, y'all, we're getting right into this, okay? So we are going to start off with 92.3. Now remember, 92.3 has been on Brendan Sorsby ass forever, right? They claim. There's a video of Anthony Lima and Tony Grassi stating that, I mean, he was always considered a first round pick. We've said it here also. You know, he would be a great first round pick, right? They've never said it. So if you don't know, you can go on X, right? Let me share what that looks like. So you can go on X. If you don't know, you can go on X under any profile. You go on a profile and it's going to say from 92.3 FM and you type in whatever name you want to. You can type in Shador Sanders. You can type in whatever, right? Under anybody's profile to see how many times this person has popped up or how many times a profile has spoken of this person. Okay. I did this a few times. All right, I went on a tangent today, okay? This video was gonna be like 40, 50 minutes long. It's not gonna be that long because I felt like if I give y'all enough, then if you want to go search for more, you can, okay? So this is 92.3 FM. I'm gonna show you guys the first time 92.3 FM spoke about Brendan Sorsby. The first time they did was on May 6th. May 6th of this year. Anthony Lima's a liar. Nobody was talking about Brendan Sorsby. Nobody was saying he was great. Nobody was saying how amazing he was. And nobody was saying that he should be a first round pick. It's okay, baby. Nobody was saying any of that. Okay, continue. Now we're gonna go to the Pat McPhee, okay? Now Pat McPhee has been talking, like I said, he brought up Brendan Sorsby when he had to do the college game day, okay? He had to do the college game day, brought up Brendan Sorsby, so he's gonna go back a bit. So this is, see, Pat McPhee show, Brendan Sorsby, okay? We're gonna scroll all the way down. Sorry, y'all, let me turn this volume. The first time was October 29, 2025. It says, Cincinnati is a great story and Brendan Sorsby has been unbelievable. Now, this is when Brendan Sorsby was having a good game. Okay, he was having a good game, right? No one was still not talking about him being a first round pick. Nobody, okay? Then we're gonna move on. So this is when Cincinnati was ranked, okay? Brendan Sorsby had a good game. He had a few good games, right? Was his numbers amazing? Absolutely not, but we're gonna give credit where credit is due, okay? Then again, on college game day, Cincinnati offense is great. Okay, Brendan Sorsby is a special talent. This is on November 1st, 2025, okay? College game day. Remember I told y'all when he goes to a school, right? Just like Pat McPhee also went to CU, right? He went to CU. This is when Colorado was playing Colorado State. Okay, Pat McPhee went to CU and he did the college game day there. Okay, but on this game day, Cincinnati was ranked number 17 and Utah was ranked number 24. Okay, now everybody had Cincinnati winning this game. Okay, Brendan Sorsby was supposed to be the guy, the man, the myth, the everything. Okay, Himothy, he wishes. Okay, now what do you think happened on that game? So here's the game right here. Utah demolished Cincinnati. Brendan Sorsby was not great at all. He threw 11 out of 33, 221 yards, 1 TD and 1 interception. He was basic as fuck. Basic. Okay? Let's continue. I just want y'all to see this, right? After that, okay? They brought up Brendan Sorsby again on January 2nd, okay? This is around the time Brendan Sorsby wanted to leave Cincinnati and transfer to Texas Tech, okay? Any transfers that happens, Pat McPhee is going to speak about it, all right? Then again, he did not speak about Brendan Sorsby again until April 28th, was when the allegations came out. Nobody was saying Brendan Sorsby was a first round pick. Nobody. There's no videos. I've checked. There's no tweets I've checked. There's no Instagram posts I've checked. There is nothing of anyone saying that Brendan Sorsby, okay, is so amazing that he is going to be a first round pick 2026. Never happened. But you know what we do have proof of? We do have proof of all of these media people. And Pat McAfee, I like Pat McAfee, and he is on Shador's side. I've never heard him spread a rumor about Shador. I did hear him kind of like repeat it to be like, where is this shit coming from? Blah, blah, blah. But the more people I show you, the more that you'll see. You can find information if you go down, and because so many people talk about Shador, it's harder to find these things because you have to like really scroll and scroll and scroll. But there are hundreds of thousands of people of Shador being first round pick, top 3 pick. Everybody thought it was going to be Cam, Shador, or Travis, one or the other. 2 or 3. Travis was going to go 2, or Travis was going to go 3, or Shador was going to go 2, or Shador was going to go 3. But everybody knew Cam was going to go 1. We all already knew that. All right, let's continue. Okay. Let's go to Adam Schefter. If you don't know who Adam Schefter is, he is everything sports, everything football, everything sports in general. Okay. Adam, who posts is everything. When I mean everything, he talks about all types of players. He talks about the draft. It's very important that I show you this because Adam speaks about the draft. The first time Adam ever spoke about Brendan Sorsby was on May 2nd of this year. He never spoke about Brendan Sorsby when it came to draft. He never spoke about him when it came to being a first round pick, second, never. The first time he spoke about Brendan Sorsby was when the allegations came out. Okay, let's continue. We got this. We got this. I want to show you I'm not bullshit. See how there's nothing else that pops up? That's it. Okay, let's move on. Now we're going to move on to Mary Kay Cabot. We already know Mary Kay Cabot's full of shit. We already know. Okay. Now, there is a clip of Mary Kay Cabot stating that she's heard around the league that Brendan Sorsby would have been considered a first round pick. You can't find those shit nowhere. You cannot find the article, baby. I've searched articles, baby. I can't find nothing whatsoever about Brendan Sorsby being a first round pick. I'm sorry if you guys hear my son coughing. It is what it is. My baby don't feel good. Let's continue. Okay, period. Okay. First time Mary Kay mentioned Brendan Sorsby was May 7th. Okay. When the allegations come out, she writes how the Browns have vetted QB Brendan Sorsby. When did they vet him? Because during the draft, you didn't bring him up at all. You didn't bring up Sorsby at all during the draft. You didn't talk about him before the draft. You didn't talk about him last year, the year prior, nothing like that. And ever since it came out that he cannot play in the NFL this year, and the CFL don't even want him, you have no longer brought him up anymore. A lie does not care who tell it, but as independent media, it is your job to give people the facts because a lie will spread faster than the truth. No one is going to take their time to do shit like this. But because I'm petty, I don't mind doing shit like this for y'all. It is important to bring light to shit like this because if nobody says nothing, then everybody's going to say, oh yeah, I've also heard. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a true story, okay? We're going to stop talking about this right quick. Let me tell you a true story, right? There's a girl who I used to be friends with. Her name is Lulu, okay? Now, we were in school together and it was a rumor going around about Lulu not having a good smell. How about that? Okay, not having a good smell, right? And it was a dude next door, right? Well, he lived next door to me and Lulu came over and everybody was calling her names, da da da. Why you hanging out with her? I ain't never smelled her in my life, okay? The lie kept spreading, okay? It just kept spreading around the school. One girl started the lie, then the lie spread. Now everyone was calling Lulu stank, okay? I'll never forget that day, okay? Some new dude came over next door. Okay, we're gonna name him T. We're gonna call him T, right? He never walked over to speak to Lulu. He never came close enough to even smell Lulu. He was on the other house. He was at the other house on the porch laughing. Okay? Lulu didn't come to school the next day. Then the following day, he is at school telling everyone that he smelled Lulu. And she does stink. A lie don't care who tell her. You didn't even get close enough to see what she looked like, her the marks on her face, in order for you to say that. A lie don't care who tells it. That shit's gonna spread no matter what. It is up to you as people to hear it and spread the truth. That's why we do this. That's why I do this. This is why. Because I know a lot of you be like, oh, we already know, so it's all lying. We don't have to report. We do. Just because you know it's a lie doesn't mean everybody else knows it's a lie. It does not mean that. I get new subscribers all the time. And a lot of them be hitting me up in my emails right there. I get a lot of emails, y'all. Y'all will not believe it. I get a lot of emails. People telling me, damn, I didn't know this. Oh, damn, I never heard that before. That's what's up. A lot of people don't know a lot of shit. That's why it's up to us, new media, to report it. Let's continue, okay? Mary, now let's go to Tom Pellerizio. I cannot say his name. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Tom Pellerizio. Now, Tom Pellerizio is well known. He's also spoken to Shador during the draft. And I found a clip for him that I'm probably gonna play in part 2. And that clip was fascinating for me because in this clip, okay? In this clip, at first you see him talking to Shador, right? During the draft, he's reporting on the teams that Shador is going to meet. He's literally reporting, oh, so today Shador went to Vegas to go meet with this coach. Today, Shador went to the Giants to go meet with this coach. The Giants love Shador. The Giants are sending scouts over to Colorado to go and see Shador. The Giants, right? Then when the draft happens and Shador falls, he then says, you know what? I know a lot of people out there thought he would be a first-round pick. You did. You thought he was a first-round pick. There's clips of you saying it. That he should go first round, no later than second, but for sure a first-round pick. And then once the rumors started, Tom changed his whole tune. He now started saying, it's a lot of us that don't know a lot of things, so we don't know what the scouts see. You just said the Giants love Shador. You said that. And then you said they sent a whole bunch of more scouts over there to go see Shador. Brian Daboll was there. They were all over there. You said for sure Shador is going to be first round, second round. And now maybe there's things, he does take too long with the ball. He did take too many sacks. He did block. It was all this nonsense that came out. A lie does not care who tells it, baby. That bitch will spread, okay? Unless you stop the spread by giving people facts. Let's continue, okay? Here he is right here. Now, and this is April 20th, right? I clicked on this. Because I thought in this, I was like, damn, did he talk about Brendan Sorsby in this? And I want y'all to see something. It says, what teams really think about the QBs in the 2026 NFL draft, okay? Now, when you click on this, it brings you to this, okay? And in here, he's talking about, here's a full breakdown on 19 quarterbacks with a chance to get drafted this week based on dozens of conversations with NFL executives. Can y'all see that? Scouts and coaches all speaking on the conditions. Number 1, Fernando. We already knew this. Round 1. Right? Talk about Fernando. We're going to keep scrolling. Number 2, Ty Simpson, Alabama. Rounds 1 or 2 that he could possibly go. Okay. He went round 1. He didn't deserve it, but it is what it is. Carson Beck, round 2 or 3. We're going to still continue. Okay. Drew Allard, Penn State, rounds 3 and 4. We're going to continue. Let's see if we see Brendan Sorsby. Garrett Susmir. Sorry, sweetheart. I butchered your name. LSU, rounds 3 and 4. Okay. Taylor Green, Arkansas, rounds 4 and 5. Okay. We're still going. Cole Payton, North Dakota State, rounds 5 and 6. We're still going. Cade Kalnick, Clemson, rounds 6 and 7. Still going. Jalen Daniels, Kansas, round 7. Priority free agent. Could be a free agent. Okay, we're still going. Luke, round 7. PFA. Okay. We're still going now. Haynes King, Georgia, round 7. PFA. Brahan Morton, Texas Tech, round 7. PFA. We're still going. Diego, round 7. Joe Fagno, Connecticut, round 7. Sawyer Robinson, Baylor, round 7. Mark Grusami, Iowa, round 7. Joey, round 7. Let's go. Y'all can see this. Athen, round 7. Potential, and then Jack Strand, Minnesota. Don't even got a picture for him. Round 7. That's it. These were the people coaches were speaking about. Mind you, this article came out before the shit came out about Brendan Sorsby and the gambling issue. These were the players the coaches were speaking about for the 2026 draft. He put 19 QBs on here and none of them is Brendan Sorsby. So when was he considered a first round pick? Because now Tom, if y'all don't know who Tom is, let me show y'all Tom's face right quick. Just so y'all can see who Tom is. Because if you see Tom's face, you'll know exactly who he is, okay? This is Tom. Oh, it's not a good picture. Okay, here's Tom right here. Oh, great. I'm happy this popped up. So this is Tom right here speaking about Brendan Sorsby, okay? I want y'all to listen in.
Were you breaking that Sorsby news from the Canadian Rockies yesterday, Tom?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of flack for that. So here's
we don't need to watch all of this, but this is Tom. This is recent, okay? This is Tom. This is 4 hours ago. This is Tom speaking about Brendan Sorsby, okay? This is him right here. But the article you had, Brendan Sorsby wasn't on there. You can find clips of Tom now stating that he has spoken to so many NFL scouts, coaches, whatever, that Brendan Sorsby was considered a first round pick in the 2026 draft. When, Tom? Because you sure hells didn't talk about him. You sure hells didn't, Tom. We read your article. Maybe you forgot it was there. You sure hells didn't talk about him, Tom. I don't get it. When did it change? When did it change, Tom? Because you didn't talk about him. But suddenly, now the narrative is trying to change, right? Not everyone is starting to back up Sorsby as if he is like God-sent player, and now everybody had it wrong. Nobody had it wrong. Nobody didn't talk about him. You can't find clips. You can't find anything. You can't even find a Nike commercial. Where? Nobody was talking about him. NIL deals where? He wasn't even getting it like that. Where? Nobody. But suddenly, right? Let's go. Hold on. Let me show you something else. Hold on. So this is the article. When does this article come out again? When did he post this article? April 20th. This article came out. Okay? And then June 15th. Star QB Brendan Sorsby is applying to the NFL supplemental draft. You didn't talk about him you didn't even mention him in this list. April 20th. You sure hells didn't actually start talking about him until June 15th. June 15th. When was he a star QB? Why wasn't he on your list of 19? You said in your article you spoke to scouts. You said you based your list and you spoke to scouts, coaches, staff about the top 19 quarterbacks that are being talked about. Where was Brendan Sorsby in this list? Nowhere to be found at all. You people are liars, and you people will try to do things now to change your narrative. But I peep that shit. And I'm petty enough to do the research. Baby auntie is a Scorpio, honey. November 15, honey. A pure Scorpio. You hear me? I am petty enough to do the research. There is none. Can't nobody go on YouTube. You can't find a damn thing from 2025, 2024. You can't find nothing of anybody talking about Brendan Sorsby is going to be a first round pick before the allegations came out about him. That's when people were talking about him. That's when. I got a problem with that. Auntie has a problem with that. Okay? Auntie has a true problem with that. We're going to continue though. So this is what the NFL sent to, so after Brendan Sorsby got denied by the NFL, right? He was cocky enough and his lawyers was cocky enough and they said that they were going to sue the NFL, blah, blah, blah. NFL got enough money to take you through there. Okay? That must have backfired. Okay, so what happened was they must have tried to get into the CFL. Maybe the CFL came out and said we want no parts of Brendan Sorsby at all, right? What Brendan Sorsby should have done after the NFL said no to him was just shut the, isn't that what y'all tell Shador to do? Shut the, don't say nothing, put your head down and work. Brendan Sorsby thought his complexion was gonna allow him to get away with whatever he wanted to get away with. NFL said no. CFL said no. Now he has no choice but to wait it out until the 2027 draft, but that's only because all of his options he had are done with, okay? So the NFL sent this to all of the 32 teams. Says, we have confirmed with the NFLPA and Brendan Sorsby that there will be no further litigations regarding his entry into the NFL, and that instead Mr. Sorsby will focus on his preparation for entry into the league via the 2027 NFL draft. Yeah, I feel about that. There's a lot of people online who is rooting for Brendan Sorsby. Whatever. I can care less. I can care less. I only care about the facts though. Because now everyone is saying he's a fraud. Now all this big media is coming now to speak. But this is the most, y'all, this is the most talked about Brendan Sorsby has ever had. When he was playing, he wasn't being talked about. When he was playing, he wasn't being talked about. When? You can find clips of people speaking about Shador at Jackson. At Jackson. You can find clips at CU during the draft, during all of that. Game day, when Pat McAfee went to CU, it was a big thing. And they actually won that game, and it was a great game. That's the game that Travis Hunter got hurt at. You know what I mean? Like a lie don't care who tells it. These people are going to continue to spread these lies, and it's up to us as media to show you guys this is all BS. You can't find nothing. I'm so glad Twitter has timestamps and dates of when you post shit. You can show exactly when somebody said what, when they said it, even, and if you screenshot it and you don't see it anymore, more than likely they deleted it. But these big time media people lying. Because a lot of people, and here's the thing, there's a lot of people online that believe this shit. There's a lot of people online that actually believe that Brendan Sorsby has been talked about as a first round pick. And there's no proof of that. But people are listening in and they are just going off what they're hearing instead of actually fact checking shit. Sometimes that's just what you have to do. Okay? Now, Brendan Sorsby went on and he wrote this. There has been a lot of news about me out there. We know only about the gambling though, none about your game out there. And I want to share this statement to make sure things are clear. I accept 100% responsibility for my actions. The only reason why you do is because you have no more options. Thank you. I did not have control of my gambling problem. Sounds like a mommy and daddy issue. And it took getting caught for me to realize that, but it was truly the best thing that could have happened to me. Because of this, I have been able to get the help I need and fully focus on my recovery. You were never focused on your recovery, because if you were, you would have stopped trying to jump from one section to another. You should have been focused on your recovery. Instead, you had your lawyer keeping trying to sue these people, because you felt like you were being shortchanged. And your lawyer was downplaying what you was doing. He's just a kid. Kids make mistakes. The news about the supplemental draft changes nothing about my recovery journey. Bullshit. I will continue to take it one day at a time, focusing on making myself better throughout this process and making sure to share what I have learned and will continue to learn with others going forward. I don't buy it. You're only apologizing now and taking heed now because you didn't take heed before. And the NFL came out and said and wrote in that you didn't take no accountability. So now this is your chance to take the accountability. You knew you couldn't sue the NFL because they were going to take you through there. Thank you. All right. I am fully committed to being the best version of myself that I can be while getting ready for the 2027 draft. God makes no mistakes, and I look forward to seeing the good that is to come to this. The good that is to come from this. Well, with that being said, all I have to say is, fuck Brendan Sorsby and his gambling problem. I don't give a damn. I just want to show y'all the facts. I don't care less about him. I felt like he thought his complexion was gonna win every single time, and it didn't. It did not. And you media people are now stirring up this lie as if he was supposed to be a first round pick. I can't stand it. Baby Auntie has found so many clips of these media people about Shedeur Sanders. I cannot wait for part 2 and 3. Okay, just get ready. Don't forget, Niece and Nephews, don't talk nice to me. Talk sports with me. I love y'all. Ciao.
Auntie Faye, brace the huddle.